course, Jim Tallman with the Surgeons. So get the popcorn right now and let's have a ball. Oh, here we go. It's going to be a good show tonight. Berkey, 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 Berkey. Here he is, Mr. John Berkey.
Hi.
John, how you doing?
I'm not even going to ask. Hey, let's go over to our big orchestra tonight. What is going on, Jim? I heard all this is because of a baseball game. Now, I want to know what the deal is and why baseball takes priority over this show.
I don't know.
Do we have to talk to some coaches or what? Do we have to get priorities straight? No, what exactly is going on and why is there not much of a band?
Baseball a little bit late. Right now, the rest of our band is really practicing up to the band room, and it's going to come down then in a little bit.
There is some more of the
Yes,
band?
there will be some
They're
band.
practicing?
Yes, they are practicing up in the band.
Okay, because you guys have a special, it's a good thing you brought the organ in tonight, Jim. So you have a special number coming up in a few minutes, right?
Yes.
Right.
What?
Right? Right, you're going to do a special number in a few minutes?
Oh, I suppose if you want me to.
We want, Jim, we want. It's always fun talking to you, Jim.
Never a dull moment.
Mike, how are you doing this week?
Fine, 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 fine.
How is everything?
It's great. Everything's going
What's
well.
happened exciting in the last week? Fill everybody in on that.
A lot. Well, first of all, we got the basketball game organized pretty much, and it's going to be great. I mean, we had a whole 3 people, I believe, turn out at this practice.
Oh, yeah.
So we're looking at
We'll talk
good results.
about that in a minute. Anyway, tonight we have, from the school board, the president, Drew Mendeldahl, will be out here in about 10 minutes or so after we do our first segment tonight. Back, it's everybody's favorite segment, the odds and ends segment, right?
Yeah.
Now, I know
Odds and ends.
this isn't too professional. We just put it on regular paper, but we have a bunch of different stuff, lots of different stuff to clear up tonight. First of all, we have some flowers tonight.
What kind are those?
Yeah. Mrs. Cook lend us those flowers for the show this evening from her desk. She's already on the tote board. She's the last person on the tote board. As a matter of fact, we can't really do that, but we thank for it. No, we do a favor in return. She asked me to promote Nightcap tonight. The Nightcap activities that go on after prom. I guess she said not a lot of people signed up for that, and she needs to. You can sign up on her desk.
On her desk?
Well,
or do you want to sign
she's got a paper on her desk, but you can sign. He's awake. No, you can sign up on her desk. Yeah, we have a full audience too. You can sign up on her desk, and she will. You'll be involved in Nightcap with lots of fun stuff. She says there's a movie, bowling, and breakfast, I believe, for all the price, $5 a couple. Now you can't beat that. Now, Mr. Woodward, did you beat a night out in the town like that? Coming from experience. Anyway, so that's Nightcap. What's all this about the basketball game?
Okay.
And we've been talking about it for weeks.
Should we go to the trivia question now, or should we hold off on that and plug the game real quick?
Let's plug the game. We'll do the game.
Here we go. If you guys can focus in on this piece of art. There we go. The WCHS Today, starring the wrong one. I don't believe it. Here we go. I thought that looked a little weird. The Channel 5 Celebrity Basketball Game. It's going to be WPAC PAC, what a neat name, versus WCHS All-Stars at the Washington High School East Gymnasium, April 29th at 7 p.m. Tickets are only 50
You're good,
cents,
Mike. You're good.
And what a bargain. So let's everybody. I want to see everybody turn up there because it's going to be really exciting, and you're going to make a lot of new friends.
Okay, that is next Monday night, as it says right here, and it's 50 cents, right?
And it's so cheap.
And we have 11 people from our staff playing on the.
Right, against 11 people from the other staff.
Do they have 11 people down there in East Peoria?
Yeah, they'll probably recruit some people.
You think so? Now they're not going to pull any funny stuff about getting people from their basketball team, are they?
I would hope not.
No, because now we wouldn't do that, would we? Even though we asked Tim to be. Last week we asked Tim Mickna if he wanted to be in TV Club for a week.
He's a great basketball player. And we'll ask for the other basketball.
Now are we going to tape this game? I believe we are. Will it be on Channel 5?
If Mr. Egemeyer doesn't
you worked out the
scheduling.
Now is Mr. Egemeyer running the cameras?
Yes, he is.
I thought he was going to be the water boy.
No, I think he'll be.
Mr. Woodward's going to be our water boy, right? Yeah. Our sponsors be the water boys.
That should be great.
Let them be at the bottom of the totem pole for one.
Sounds good to
Have
me. The
have
chain
to-
of command.
Yeah, have to work for everybody else.
Okay, toss me that trivia question over there, John, will you?
Trivia question.
Here we go.
Can I ask the trivia question?
No, read the right one, though.
What emblem, now you all got pencils and papers, right?
Yeah.
What emblem is on Mike Hatfield's shirt during the Channel 5 celebrity basketball game promo?
Okay? Now, I tell you what, here's what you do. You figure out the answer. Now, let me give you should I give him a hint on this, John? Or do you
Sure.
think- Okay, it's a major cartoon character, okay? So what we want you to do now with your answers is call up Channel 5. The number is 694-8340. And we're going to take the first 5 callers, give us your name and your phone number, and we'll give you free tickets to the basketball game. And what a deal with that, too.
You can't beat it if it's free, can you?
No, It only takes a second of your time.
So they have to remember the emblem on your shirt.
Yeah, here we go. It's 694-8340. Down at Channel 5, they'll give you a little greeting message, and you tell them...
Mr. Eggemeyer
whatever
answers
you
the phone.
want.
Don't let it scare you. It's just
Yeah, it's Channel 5. Regardless of what they say, it's Channel 5.
Yeah.
And just tell them what it is, and they'll write it down, and they'll take your name and your number for you.
I was just handed this note.
A hint on this, John? Or do you
Sure.
think- Okay, it's a major cartoon.
Can I ask the trivia question?
No, read the right one, though.
What emblem, now you all got pencils and papers, right?
Yeah.
What emblem is on Mike Hatfield's shirt during the Channel 5 celebrity basketball game promo?
Okay? Now, I tell you what, here's what you do. You figure out the answer. Now, let me give you... should I give you on this, John? Or do you
Sure.
think- Okay, it's a major cartoon character, okay? So what we want you to do now with your answers is call up Channel 5. The number is 694-8340. And we're going to take the first 5 callers, give us your name and your phone number, and we'll give you free tickets to the basketball game. And what a deal with that, too.
You can't beat it if it's free, can you?
No, It only takes a second of your time.
So they have to remember the emblem on your shirt.
Yeah, here we go. It's 694-8340. Down at Channel 5, they'll give you a little greeting message, and you tell them...
Mr. Eggemeyer
whatever
answers
you
the phone.
want.
Don't let it scare you. It's just
Yeah, it's Channel 5. Regardless of what they say, it's Channel 5.
Yeah.
And just tell them what it is, and they'll write it down, and they'll take your name and your number for you.
I was just handed this note on videotape stickers. I don't know, what are we supposed to have? Fun with stickers or something. It says push Kiwanis roses. Now what he means by that, I guess, is there's a rose sale going on, right? I've sold dozens. I think I'm going to be out after the show selling them. They're due tomorrow. No, these are Kiwanis roses, and you can buy them from a Kiwanis member.
At what, the bank?
Or a Key Club member.
Okay, the banks and the stores will be...
Or Key Club member. No, they're good to buy. They go to help all kinds of Kiwanis stuff. How much are they? How much are they? They're $10 a dozen. Now, can you beat that? And if you call 694 right now, you're going to get free roses, huh?
No, you're not.
No.
We can't afford this.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. We don't want to get in trouble about that. Something else I was thinking we had here to do. Oh, last show. The last show of this year is coming up shortly. Only 3 weeks from tonight.
Yeah.
On.
Yeah.
I know it's sad.
That's 21 days.
It's sad, isn't it? It'll be on May 16th, and it's going to be a very special show. I believe it's going to be an hour long, right?
Yes.
Special hours. And the band will all be here that night?
Everybody.
It will be a black tie event, so if you're planning on coming in the audience, be sure you're dressed appropriately.
It's going to be a continuous party, and there's going to be clips from the shows.
Yes, we're going to show
Senior
clips
list
from some of the
mentions.
previous shows, from back some of even last year. We got some from the very first WCHS Today show. We're going to show a clip from that.
If we can get it to play. It's probably so old.
No, it's not that old. No, it'll work.
Yeah.
And Key Club is going to be a guest on that show. We have a couple new officers from Key Club. They're going to come on and talk about Key Club. That's 3 weeks from tonight. 2 weeks from tonight, we have Mr. Rouse coming back.
Yeah, and he was great last time.
He's going to do... remember, he was on in the fall and did his magic. He's going to do, I think, work...
Lady in half?
I hope so. I've been talking to him.
That would hurt. You know, ever think about that? And what kind of glue do they use? Have you ever wondered about that? Is it just glue or tape or staples or what?
I really don't. We'll have to talk to Mr. Rob. I think he is going to do some of his stage show stuff. Anyway, Mike, what time is it?
It's tote board time!
Yeah!
Here we go.
Little traveling music, Jim.
Maybe not. Wait, stop everything. We have to let it
Stop, we got to let it warm
Sit
up.
down, Mike.
Here we go.
Freeze your VCR.
Wait, it's warmed up. Here we go. Let's... Hello, it's tote board time.
The show is turning more and more into the Bozo show every minute. I know.
It's the grand prize game.
It's the bucket here we'll be throwing. We need a cookie, too. Cookie the Clown. We have a donation tonight from... why don't you just come on up here and explain things, Tony?
Thanks for the traveling music, Jim.
Okay, this is
Tony Corey.
Tony Corey.
Okay.
You have a donation tonight. Why don't you...
All right, Mike Axelson of La Gondola likes your show a lot, and he donated a gondola and a half.
That is
wonderful. And I just thought I'd bring some.
Those are from you?
Yeah.
So we have to make 2. All right. Here, hold on to that for sure. Wait, you got to stay. Just sit down. You got to get all the information. What is the date today? 4. What is this, a new boom mic system or something?
Every week I think of a better way to do this. And next week, gondola.
All right, now who did you say donated those, Tony?
Mike Axel.
And you spell out the name?
You're going to have to spell it.
A-X-E-L-S-O-N. Oh, wow.
All right. Also, drive me crazy. We have M&M's.
M&M's, both plain and regular.
K-O-K-H-O-U. Well, you see how I spelled, what have I spelled funny? Sundays, yeah, I spelled Sundays. I'm not really Tony, thank you for your donation, and thank Mr. Axelson for his donation. And his name is now up on our tote board, and it will stay there. It will, of course, stay there in the WCHS Today file for 60 years, so that's important. Oh, what a joker. Band has a feature tonight, right? Before we bring out... It must be the summer weather. Everything's going to heck tonight. I don't know what's going on. Jim has a feature tonight, right? You ready, Jim? Big features coming up in the next 3 shows. Why don't you, what are they going to be? You going to let anybody in on?
Come on over, Jim.
Oh, no, don't say that. We're
okay.
a little unsure about that one.
There's a surprise coming in, hopefully the last show, a popular song that's touching all Americans right now. And
Oh, this sounds good.
Gee, I wonder what that is.
46.
Rock Around the Clock, I don't care, it's not ready, it'll still be on. And hopefully a song that we're going to play it by ear, Walking on Sunshine,
Okay, Joe.
featuring a guitarist.
You know, you remind me of, I've never told you this before, but you ever seen Tommy Newsom on The Tonight Show?
Yeah.
You kind of remind me of him. You were talking about you being Doc Severinsen earlier. You remind me
Yeah.
more of Tommy Newsom.
Oh,
So,
I'll be Tommy Newsom when...
No, you can still be the big band director, but you'll be Tommy Newsom. You're not a Paul Schaefer, that's for sure. You're not a Paul Schaefer. Now, Stromberger's a Paul Schaefer. Anyway, tonight, we have a good guest tonight. We have the president of the school board, and you know it's important because Mr. Woodward vacuumed the carpet today just for him. So
I did not, the janitors.
The janitors did. No, we cleaned everything up, and everything looks really spiffy tonight. So would you please welcome Mr. Drew Meldorf, president of the school board. So, Mr. Meldorf, how are you doing tonight?
Just fine so far.
I know you're a little nervous about this. We were supposed to have Mr. Reed also from the school board, but we got some things confused and got some communications mixed up, so he didn't make it tonight. So you're on all by yourself. So
Yeah. Well,
I'm sure you'll do all right. I want you to start out by summing up for us. Just we'll get into it a little more detail, but just in a little bit, what exactly is the job of the school board?
well, the school board is to set policy of the way the school should function. The administration then uses those policies and enforces those policies in the actual administration of the school itself. We are bound by quite a number of federal and state regulations and laws as to what we can and cannot do. So, but even with that, there is still a considerable amount of local activity and input to the actual operation of the school itself, and in its entirety. The buildings and grounds and students and discipline and the actual subjects that you're teaching and all of those things. Everything about the school.
You're
Yeah.
concerned with all that.
Yes.
How many people are there on the school board?
7.
Are there always 7?
By law, there are 7 members on the board.
Now, is that a state law?
Yes.
So every board
Yes.
of education in any school district has 7 members?
Yes. Now, obviously, the size of school districts vary, so that proportional representation may be a little bit different. But yes, by law, it's 7 members.
How long have you been on the school board?
I am in my 6th year, 2nd term.
How long? So it's a term on 3 years.
The term is 4 years.
Okay.
And recently, however, they've had some changes in the laws that have some of the board members at this particular time in varying lengths of service.
So what do you mean by that? You mean not all
Well,
board members are elected for 4 years?
When I was first elected, I was elected in April, and during that first 4-year term, the law was changed so that the elections would occur in November along with the other elections. So that my first term actually was 4.5 years. Now, in order to have a rotation whereby some board members would be, being elected at off years, some of the board members were elected to 2-year terms, or some were elected to 4-year terms, so that in every 2 years there is some rotation in the school board, so that the whole 7 members that aren't reelected in any one particular election.
So yeah, so the school board will probably change
Have
a few
some
members every 2 years?
experienced members on all the time, yes.
Okay, how long have some of the other members been on? Has there been any members that have been on longer than you?
Oh, yes.
You want to name who they are?
Mr. Reed and Mr. Mushbaugh both have, I believe, are in their third terms.
So that means they've served 8 years at least then. Or probably have served 8 years unless
Right.
they got elected on one of those weird terms.
Yeah, maybe 10 or 11. I don't know exactly, but they are in their third terms of
Now,
office.
you're the president of the school board right now. How did you get elected president? Is that done just by the school board itself
Yes.
that elects you president?
Yes.
What-
The 7 members elect one of the group to be the president of the board.
Now, what goes along with that? Are there really any special? I went to the meeting last week. Just kind of watch and see how
Yes.
things went on. I got kind of the impression that the president you don't have any special voting powers. Is that right?
No,
You just kind of run the meeting and
Yes.
keep everything running smooth. Isn't that kind of the job of the president?
Yes, and essentially that is just exactly what the job of the president of most anything is.
Yeah.
They aren't necessarily to do all the work or make all the decisions. They are to mediate and keep things running smoothly and to make sure that everyone gets their say and their view of how things should be.
How long have you been the president?
This is my second year.
You like being the president of the board better than just me sitting on it? Is it more interesting? Or
Definitely more interesting. We've had some controversial subjects in the last 2 years. It just so happened that those subjects came up while I was.
are you kind of the
president.
spokesman for the group? Does
in-
that also
in-
go along with the presidency?
Absolutely,
Is it?
absolutely.
So, like, if the newspaper wants to know something about the board, they might call you and interview you, or
Yes.
ask you the questions to speak for the board as a whole.
That is
So that
also,
responsibility kind of goes along with it. You have to
Yes.
to do that. Why does anybody really? Why would anybody want to be a school board member? I mean, it's not a paid position,
No.
right? I mean, and you give up what? Either 2 meetings a month or every 2 weeks? Is that the way they work?
Yes, they're the second in this particular district. The second and fourth Monday of every month is a school board meeting, and obviously there are many other meetings that are involved with it also.
So why? That gives up a lot of time. I don't know how long the meetings usually run. I know the one we were at went on until at least 9:30.
Mhm.
That's a good chunk. That's a Monday evening. When you go from
Definitely.
7 until 9:30 or whatever.
Yeah.
Why do people want to do it? I mean, is it,
Well, you live in a community, and you're interested in the activities of the community, and obviously, the young people of the community are the lifeblood of it, and
Yeah.
I can't really think of a more challenging way as an adult to get involved with those kinds of activities. Providing as best we can the wherewithal to make things happen for you. And obviously you're constrained by the amount of taxes that are available to finance all these operations.
Are there any special qualifications that are needed, or is it just kind of a common sense type job? I mean, do you have to know something about education to be on the school board and to vote on education policy?
No. Although some of those attributes obviously are with a person whenever they decide to run for any school board. They're number one, they are interested in what is happening in and around the school. But essentially, what you try to get with those 7 members is the representative view of the community. And each of the members of the board, the way I look at it anyway, each of those members of the board represents their constituency, or the people that they know and that they talk with. They are essentially speaking for the rest of the community. We don't have the Greek democratic forums, so therefore we have this type of representative government. And we have
So you
been-
more think you represent the people than actually set policy yourself. You do what you think the community wants.
We have to do that.
Yeah.
And
You
in controversial issues, I will talk to as many people as I can
See how they feel about it,
see
yeah.
how they feel about it.
Now, do you do that on a regular basis? Do you talk
Not-
to people?
no.
Do you get a lot of calls? Is that something that, I heard that mentioned at the board meeting, there's a couple members that brought up things they gotten calls on it. I mean, do you find that? Do people call you every week and say, I'm mad about this, do something about it, that kind
Oh,
of thing?
no, obviously not every week, but there are occasions when people feel pretty strongly about things that, right, they know that you are, that they've elected you to be
Yeah.
their board member, and they want their views made known. And in great part, we do bring those calls up at the board meeting, and we'll discuss them. And if we don't have the information there, we will instruct the administration to find out and to provide the answers for us.
Now, I know what's kind of set down by law and how, everything's kind of written out what the school board's job and what the administration's job is, but who do you think, does the school board really have a lot to do with what goes on in the school? Does the school board really run the school, or is it the superintendent?
No,
Or is
no.
it a collection? I mean, exactly how does that work in this particular school system?
In this particular school system, and I think in most school systems in the state of Illinois, as I stated earlier, school board's job is to set policy. It is the administration's job to execute that policy, or in other words, to run the school on a day-to-day basis, to make the buses run, to turn on the lights, to take care of the discipline problems and all those things. That is their job. That is, what they are hired to do. And it is the school board's job to set policy and monitor whether or not that policy is being carried out.
So you do have to make sure that, the administration, of course, then if the administration wasn't doing their job right, you would have to hire new administrators, right?
That's right.
So you feel that works pretty well here under the system?
I think we have, in my own view, I think we have an excellent administration. I don't know whether you know or not, but we are in pretty good financial shape.
Yeah, I heard that. I was talking to,
relative to a lot of other districts.
well, I guess a couple of years ago, Mr. Torrey was on this show about a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about some of the finance stuff, and he said that by, 1986, things were, they could be in, that things were looking pretty bad, and they could be into deficit spending. And I read in the paper not too long ago where the board had kind of rescinded that statement, saying that the financial situation got a little bit better.
That's true.
Why
Yes.
does that happen? And it's better than expected. That usually doesn't happen,
Of course.
Why did that happen?
Through some things that we may have planned to do that we said that we wouldn't spend the money on. The administration, of course, is very prudent in the way they are spending the money. So, and of course, with the recent money that the state of Illinois has provided, we have some additional money.
So the state has given
The state
more money right to the school districts through that.
right, that I can't recall what it is, but I mean you probably read it in the paper where there was X amount of dollars distributed to all.
And do you work up on keeping up on those kind of things, or do you kind of rely on the administration to give you the information?
Anything that is in the paper regarding education, I read.
You read it, yeah.
And we get, or I get anyway, on a weekly basis, letters from the State School Board Association having to do with all of the bills before the House and Senate in the state regarding education, and particularly those things that have to do with the finance, how the schools will be financed.
That's probably the biggest part of the job of the school board member, is making sure that this has enough money to run, right?
Absolutely.
Because that's what Mr. Torrey said. His major concern is money. It always is, unfortunately.
Right. The happiest part of the whole thing is seeing and participating in the graduation ceremonies. To me, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the happy times.
Because then you get to see how all that work paid off, and you
Right.
got students graduate.
And the really bad and sad times, the things that I really kind of agonize over are those cases where we have to expel students, and I hate those evenings.
Yeah, but again, those are things
that have to be done. Absolutely.
But it's a lot happier to see them get out and
Sure, and
make it right.
have done it right and have gotten their high school diploma.
Let me ask you kind of a question about how you really know things are going on. I think basically you probably rely on the administration to tell you what's going on in the school, but you like come around the school a lot and see for yourself firsthand what's going on. I mean, you try and stay in touch with other faculty members of the school.
Do I prowl the halls?
Well, I don't,
No.
not to use that term like you're looking for trouble, but
No.
but you try and
I don't have any direct contact with any of the teaching staff. All right, although I am generally made aware through various sources as to any problems that might be arising. And because I am the president, I get a lot of people that let me know what's happening.
So they kind of let you know. You don't really have to go out and look for it. Do you, though, spend any time around the school at all, besides the board meeting?
Oh, yeah. A lot of the athletic events, and of course, we've had 3 of our children graduate from here, so, I mean,
So with the kids?
Right. We've been involved in a lot of different areas, yeah.
You get involved in extracurricular activities,
Yeah.
stuff like this, right? Baseball games that run late,
Right.
all that
Right.
kind of thing. Now, obviously, in what you said, you think that Washington is a very good school.
Absolutely.
Obviously, because you're kind of in charge of running it. Are
That's,
there any?
and that's not a personal opinion. I mean, you can, it is a very good school district.
Are there any things though that the board's working on to try and improve? I mean, you think are a concern maybe that you don't want to talk about?
No.
A new budget for TV Club, maybe? A couple $100,000.
I asked Mr. Torrey, but he
No
didn't give us that $1
comment.
million studio.
no comment.
But-
Although, from what I've seen here tonight, you guys really are doing a great
Yeah, we've
job.
had some.
You're
I
really.
think it's the summer weather, right? With the games going late and stuff like that. People don't want to be in a hot studio like this, on an evening.
It is warm up here, that's for sure.
And it's cooled off a little bit outside. Well, I want to really thank you for being here tonight and kind of telling a little about the school board. I don't think most people, realize too much what goes on. And you encourage people. We talked about calls earlier, but I'm sure you probably encourage people to call you if they have problems, right?
Absolutely.
Because that's what you're there to do, is to represent them, right?
That's exactly right. And if we don't know about it,
You will find out about it from.
well, like I say, if people don't call you or people don't tell you about their problems, and they just sit home and fume about it, obviously nothing is going to get done.
Would you encourage them to call the administration first?
Yes.
I mean, that would probably be the quickest step to try and get it
Absolutely.
solved right there. And
Right
going to you.
there. And if you're not getting satisfaction, call a school board member.
Okay.
And it will be dug into and an answer given to you, one way or the other.
Well, I want to thank you again for being here, and I know
All
you
right.
guys. I want to thank you for soloing. You can just stay here a minute while
Okay.
we go out. But
All right.
I know you didn't really want to solo this tonight, but you did a good job. Anyway,
Sure.
thanks for watching tonight, and that basketball game Monday night, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
And
8
not
o'clock?
this Monday.
Yeah, it is.
This
April
Monday
29th.
coming up.
This Monday coming up at 7 o'clock in the gym. So be there, and next week we'll be back with another good show. Have a nice week, everybody.